Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine, and below me is the real. You want to introduce yourself for a change?
Yeah, I'm Batman. Who are you?
It's Batman. Okay, this is
Yeah,
what we're doing.
that's what we're
And
doing.
today we are doing like a retrospective review of Batman Year One. Now, this isn't my first time reading this book, and I doubt it'll be my last. There's something very special about these. I think it's just 4 issues.
Yep, four
It's just
issues.
4 issues, but there's so much packed into them. It's amazing. Now, you're going to have to excuse me a little. I am suffering from Puppet 19. It's a very difficult thing to live with, but I am doing it. I've lost all sense of taste, but I never ate anything anyway, so it doesn't really change anything.
I can't wait till you get to Puppet 21.
Oh, one day I'll catch up with you. We have Tillium in the audience. Good to see you.
Yep.
And Ed Brewer. Nice to know you got the tweet. Ed Brewer says Batman does a great RDV impersonation.
Never met him.
Never met him. Oh, okay. Well, where do you want to start? Because this book has so many key moments that I can think of that just it impacts itself.
Wow.
And I said in a tweet earlier, it might be one of the best Batman stories of all time.
Frank Miller revitalized Daredevil with his Born Again. Now you're looking at this. This is pretty cool. He went over to Batman and started that with Year One, and just changed the way Batman is. You get that dark, gritty, basically like this mood all the way through. It's just basically not only the story of Batman, Bruce Wayne becoming Batman. You're also getting James Gordon going from Lloyd Detective coming in. First time in Gotham. His wife is pregnant. He's fighting against the corruption, and he's basically towards the end of the book. You're actually seeing him becoming commissioner. So it's actually really really cool as far as it's the story of James Gordon, also the story of Batman. They're tied together, and I just love that. James Gordon, like there's a scene in here where he gets the guy who got the mask or the breaks on. That's Flash. Flash was the guy who was assigned to him. He worked for Loeb. He was kind of like a stooge. They were all kind of part of the Carmine Falcones, this like little group of mafia guys. I love the fact that like he got into with James Gordon, and they beat up James Gordon. So James decided, you know what, I'm gonna humiliate this guy. He ended up running Flash off the road after he threatened Barbara, James' wife. He runs him off the road. He basically hits him with the baseball bat and punches him, and just leaves him naked in the field. Throws his gun in the snow. He even mentions by the time he wakes up the next morning, his gun will be rusted, and he's not gonna tell anybody I did it. He's gonna make up a story about 12 guys or something, basically did this to me because he's embarrassed. So, and I love that he's James pretty much. He's an army guy. He basically knows what he's doing, and he just embarrasses the crap out of this. And then, meanwhile, you got Bruce coming back. He's been gone for 12 years. He's basically just coming back, and he's trying to figure out what he should do. He has all the training, but doesn't know what he doesn't have a symbol. He's not Batman yet. Comes across Selina, who's a prostitute, and she's got her friend Holly, and Bruce is out there just doing kind of that. He's got the scar on his face, the fake scar. He's got the hat, and he's trying to blend in and look like a bum.
Tries to pull Superman.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay, a scar and a hat. I'm good to go.
Yeah. So I said, I love the elements. It's a dark, gritty all the way through. Even James Gordon, like most people who watch the Batman animated series, like James Gordon, he's an upright, honest guy. Not really in this. He ends up cheating on his wife with a new detective that comes in, Detective Essen. And his wife knows about everything. And he ends up being blackmailed because of it, because they have photos of him kissing Essen. It's and people will say well, Frank Miller, he just ruined James Gordon. I think he gave James Gordon more of a character depth.
Well, I think it's a key moment that also comes in because as he is going with it, I believe there's an actual panel where it says, oh my gosh, I'm calling her Sarah now because Sarah's her first name.
Mm-hmm.
And in that same moment, he's making the argument for Batman because Batman is doing good. He sees that. He sees that Batman is having a positive impact on people all around. But he also knows that he's a vigilante. That's not acceptable. I think this is the panel right here.
Yep.
He goes through it. But anyway, I think that's a great dynamic of this entire story. The balance between Jim Gordon and Batman, because it actually starts out that way. Starts out with Jim and Bruce Wayne coming, I believe, both on the plane.
I think James came through the train in the beginning.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
he sent his
Bruce,
wife up on the plane.
Yeah, she's still flying in. But dude, what's great about this, Essen actually she figures it out that Bruce Wayne's Batman. Like, and he's the only one that has it, and then Bruce gives excuse. Well, I broke my legs while I was skiing, with these girls, and he has an alibi and stuff. It's just like, and then it just works out, and it's like, and like, holy crap, if Jim would have listened to her, like, she couldn't prove it, but it's like she damn well knew he wasn't. But I also like I said, there's so many characters coming in here. We get Selina Kyle, we get Bruce Wayne, we get James Gordon. We're introduced. Carmine Falcone is the bad guy, yes. So is the Commissioner Loeb. They're both corrupt. I just love everything throughout this whole entire book. And Ed said he saw the animated series and he liked it, or not the animated series, but the animated movie based on this. I own the deluxe. I own the deluxe edition. I have the book here, right here. You can see it, and it comes with the case and everything. So, I liked it. As far as a comic book going, it's probably, I would recommend this. If you've never had a chance to watch the animated movie, it is damn well close to what you're seeing in the book. And the book is just fun too.
Pardon me. Well, we're going to be doing a review / comparison of Batman Year One, the animated movie, next week. But this week we're going to stick to the book, and so I think we're near the end of it. And yep, we looped back to the beginning. It was a very easy read. I read it all in pretty much one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Like I said, I watched the animated movie first, then I'm going through the book. I remember everything that's happened. The dialogue is a little bit different, but what's great about it, if you watch the animated movie first, you get Ben McKenzie, who plays Commissioner Gordon. Pretty much, he does the voice of Batman in this. So I'm reading it, and I'm reading it when the dialogue narrating, when Bruce Wayne's talking, it's Ben McKenzie. Normally, when I read stuff with Batman, it's Kevin Conroy, but because I associate it with Ben McKenzie from the movie, that's how I read it. So, like I said, it just went through. It's simple. It's to the point. It's not giving you a bunch of nonsense, and it's showing off. Like, yeah, look at that. Bruce Wayne's just kicking a tree over it. It's like, holy crap. There's a scene in here where they arrested him after he got in a fight with the pimps. And he's like, need to pull over and get out. He's like, what? And he breaks the handcuffs, knocks the car over, and it crashes into the squad car into a semi. And it's on fire. He pulls the guys out because he knows he can't leave them there. And then he limps over to his Porsche and drives home. But I like it when he gets home, though. Like, remember, gets stabbed in the leg by Holly, Selina's friend. He's bleeding. So he has to, he basically ends up driving right past Gordon. Gordon's like, what the hell? Because Gordon's going to see he's going to see Flash. And you're right. They're pulling the car out. I was like, yeah, he drives home and he's got this nice Porsche, ends up crashing the crap out of it, and just and then he's sitting here. He's like, yeah, it is. He's driving the Porsche, that's, we're going to see Flash, he's like, I got to give him a handicap because it wouldn't be fair. And he basically,
and he gives him the bat. It was awesome. Yeah.
So there's a crashed car. And he's sitting in there. He's like, "It's be so easy. I'm a rich billionaire. I get my dad, give him everything. I could just ring the bell and for beer and come take care of it. But no, I don't want that. I need a symbol." And there we go. Here comes the bat coming out. This is so freaking awesome.
And I actually took that quote down there and put it in for the title screen.
I saw that
temporarily. I will become a bat, and you get this kind of eerie vibe that you should get.
Well, you see right
And-
there? Did you see her quickly down the page? How when he jumped on the balcony, he's first learning how to be Batman, and he actually almost fell. He almost dropped the kid. Like,
but
you know,
he saves him.
yeah. So he's still an amateur, which is really great. Because normally today's writer would be like, yeah, well, he's a panel, and then he's awesome now. But he still makes mistakes. And I like I said, now we're getting the Carmine Falcone dinner. You know, he comes in, he puts the thing over the fire, and then it goes black. After he launches the smoke grenades.
This. Look at how it goes against his face.
Yes.
It's just so. And then after that, Commissioner Loeb is like, "Get Batman. He needs off this street. He's a menace," because he knows he's no longer safe.
And he's working with Harvey, yeah, because remember Harvey always witnesses kept going disparate, so he's helping out everything. Again, this, like I said, this is a fun read. Frank Miller is a fantastic writer. I'm trying to remember who the artist is. It's Dave's what's his Mazzucchelli. David Mazzucchelli.
Yes.
With Richmond Lewis also helping out too. And just the art on it is just amazing. We get this awesome scene here, like the SWAT's going after him inside the apartment building here, and they're just going after it. It's just so action packed. It just makes me want to just basically just like, this is what gives me pump for Batman. These kind of stories. This makes me excited because we've had all these other stories over the year, and I still rank this as probably being one of the best ones. I recently read the redo of this. It's called the Year Zero or Zero Year, the 52 version by Scott Snyder. And it's just as cool, but like I said, this has that classic tale, the classic feel of this. I think this book came out, I don't know, Brink, probably if you're still there, correct me. I think it came out in 1981 or 1980 was when these 4 issues came out.
I believe 81.
Yeah. And it's just awesome. Yeah, he calls in the bats, dude, to come help him. That's so cool. And he just drives away. You know, it's look at there he goes. There he goes. Little things. Oh,
he actually talks about the device, and he's like, "Well, if I could patent it, I'd be rich, but I already am." And so he just uses it, and the bats.
86. We're being corrected by Brain. Okay, I knew it was 80s. I went from it was early 80s or mid 80s. It was always 86. That's why I was thinking earlier. But yeah, there's the bats. Now the bats coming through. They're like, oh, because yeah, that's scary because I don't like bats as it is. I don't like anything flying towards me. Then he's on the squad bike. And then we get asked
as the bat comes in, that you like, to your point, the art is astounding, and you see Bruce Wayne as he's talking about, bats scared me when I was a kid. I will become a bat. He becomes his own fear to take on Gotham. So
this book is only a year younger than me. It's 34 years old. It's going to be 35 this year. Jeez.
It certainly aged better than you.
Wow, thanks.
Sorry, I'm just kidding.
You'll be forever a
puppet. There is something true. There is something true in those words, in the fact that it truly is something that you can read now and you still feel this is great. This right. Absolutely fits. It's something astounding, and I'm so glad that I got to reread it, and I hope I will again soon. Do you have any final thoughts on this book?
I'm just looking at some of the comments here. Okay, that's anything talking about the book at all. Cooper Ross saying, "Yay, Palpatine finally stopped deleting his videos and made them available to the public again." Yay.
I was deleting videos?
I don't know, but Ed Burr is saying smiling Batman is kind of creepy. Now you can just picture Nicolas Cage under this mask.
Nicolas Cage Batman. No, I don't think I needed that in my mind.
The Batman laughs.
I am Batman.
I'm Batman. Say, really?
Eric Breen says Batman 404 was 1986, and the other 3 parts were in 87. So, I
go ahead.
I guess it just crossed over time. That's what it is.
The only thing that topped probably this the animated movie is if they actually turned this into an actual full-fledged game you can play on the PS5 or whatever or the Xbox or whatever, and just
Mm,
play the game. It's a story mode because they did it with the Arkham games. They did that. They created their own stories. I would love to play a game based on this. Having to do this. Obviously where the Gordon part would probably be in the background unless they were to expand on that, as far as Batman doing what's Gordon, because they to show Gordon on one of the panels here is that he's talking to his wife, his wife's there, and then you see Batman just running through the window, outside the window, and you see him there.
I love how connected it is. It really does feel like everything that's going on, all the elements are taking place together, and that's because they are.
See, I told you.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, if we're around here long enough, I told you you're gonna have I Love Comics pop on here, trying to steal the limelight.
Batman was created by communists to take focus off of the success of MGM studio musicals. I love a good musical, but I also love Batman.
I only have one question for I Love Comics. Do you like Doomsday Clock?
Well, he loves comics. Does that mean he loves all comics?
Pretty much, that's what it means.
He's brainwashed. Exactly.
I'll tell you, the ones he likes the most are anything that's by Brian Michael Bendis or Dan Slott. Dan Slott especially. He just can't get enough. He even has a T-shirt for Dan Slott.
Hey, he's a Dan slut. That's what he is.
Wow. I didn't even go there. Boom.
But no, I do love a good musical, but you know what? I'm willing to lose some for Batman because this book is truly sorry, is truly a great read. And if you haven't read it, there's something wrong with you. You're missing out on one of the best Batman stories of all time.
Like I said, it gives respect to James Gordon. It actually lets him actually be something other than just a guy. He's like, here's the file, and then disappears. That's it. That's all he was. A lot of times, the animated series that came out in the 90s. I like this is like, hey, James Gordon is like, hey, I can kick ass, and this is like, this is Batman year one. Obviously, I'm not sure what year the first season of the animated series is supposed to be in. I thought it was like year 2 or year 3, but then again, I could be wrong. It's hard because like there's no really like I guess I know it's not really part of the comic continuity. He already has his role established, so it's older.
Continuity.
But like I said, I love this when look at Batman's making mistakes. He goes to jump onto the scaffolding, and the railing, we call it the fire escape, and he falls almost. I like that, and we saw that in Batman Begins when he fired the grappling hook, and he almost fell too. Whenever you give characters actually have them that they're not perfect, that's what makes the story great. You build up your supporting cast. That also makes it actually great. Otherwise, like I said, you could have they're just motionless figures in the background, but and you're trying to focus on the main character. You're like, okay, then why are they even in the background then? What do you even need them there for?
I'm trying to remember exactly how many times Batman almost dies in this story. I think it's just 2, right? Just 2. 3? Maybe.
Wes and
it's still more than usual. It's still more than usual. This isn't this isn't Batman 66 where he almost dies at the end of every episode.
No, but like I said, the bad guys were bad guys. And the good guys were actually good guys. There was no black and white. You're getting subplots in here. You're not, because I said you're getting the James Gordon, you're getting the Selena Kyle finally becoming Catwoman. You're getting Bruce Wayne becoming Batman, and just becoming not a hero, but like a symbol. Yeah.
We're going to have to talk a minute about that cat suit because that is atrocious. It's a dark brown.
Are you kidding me?
It's weird, man.
Wow, man! If you've never read any of the early Batman, if you ever read any of the early stuff, because she had purple and she had the same thing too, and then for a while.
Well, at least the purple's a little more interesting. It's brown.
I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't make a difference what the costume is as long as the character is interesting. to me.
Yeah, no.
And
I
I
agree.
don't go to say it's atrocious. It's. I mean, I've seen worse costumes. And like I said, he didn't skank her up either. Like he didn't turn her like where she has to have cleavage hanging out like Black Cat. Because it's basically wanted to keep her separate from the Black Marvel's Black Cat. Catwoman was the opposite. And
not exactly like that, but anyway.
do you know what's atrocious though? Was the Michelle Pfeiffer costume in Batman, the '89, the Keaton one, or Batman Returns. Sorry, Batman Returns. Sorry, Batman Returns. That is the one I did not like because that was like just sewn together. It's like we're into bondage now. That's what it looks like an S&M like person.
Well, in this book, she is basically a dominatrix.
She is. But at least her costume was that way though. That's what I'm saying. I liked it.
But no, I think we're going to have to disagree about the Michelle Pfeiffer costume. But that is leaving the point. This book was a great read. You should read it too. If you haven't, why haven't you? And if you have, go ahead and let us know what you think about it. I think we're coming around towards the end here. For me and my friend below, I want to thank you all very much for joining, and we will see you next time.
And at the end of this, and after this ends, those in the comment room watching it, let us know what your favorite Batman story is. What is the greatest? Because I obviously want to go back to some of these books. I want to possibly maybe rank some of the Batman stories because, wow, these are awesome. And I'm like I said, I've been reading for almost 21 years now. As I go through each story, and I'm basically learning like, man, there's actually a lot of good stories, and they're like, and sometimes you find out that some people like are not as good. Everybody has different tastes. So let me know what your favorite is, and we'll see you next time, I guess. Same bat time, same bat channel, I guess.
Same bat time, same puppet channel.